Election day is around the corner, and a new generation of voters is as well. The modern generation is now holding the future in their hands. These young voters have been fed rather dense pieces of information throughout their lives. The things they choose matter.
I think that young voters are looking for someone who's going to inspire them, who's going to fit their values and try to, or at least promises to accomplish the priorities that the young voter has in mind.
You can't give up what your beliefs are and what you've got to stand firm on what you believe in. And you can't be just changing your views just to get votes. You need to stand firm on what you believe. And that's what I think. And I think young voters also believe that you have to stand firm. You can't be wishy-washy. If you believe in something, you've got to stand up for that.
With the younger people comes the understanding of individual power.
Oh, I think it's very important to get their voice out. We like to call ourselves a democratic republic, a government run by elected officials, elected by the people. But if the people don't vote, it doesn't work. And so I think people need to get their voice out there and get it heard. And that's how your issues get addressed in the future.
I think that young voters should be independent. I think many times young voters, if their family was Republican or their family was Democrat, they have a tendency to vote along those lines, even though that may not agree with what their ethics and their morals and their beliefs are.
It is important that students become educated on worldly issues so that they can make the impact they want to on their world.
I mean, the social media is very important. Getting your message out there, doing a program that's basically educational and informative, and letting the people that are your peers know that, it's very important to get out there and vote. Your vote counts. Every vote counts.
I think it's really important to become educated on the issues, and I know sometimes that can be hard because there's a lot of misinformation out there, but at the same time, there's a lot of really good information out there. And so looking for those good sources, finding them, and finding out and researching what is important to each individual person, and then getting excited and activated in that area really can bring about the change. And yes, voting is one piece of it. But if you're not old enough to vote, that doesn't mean you can't participate in a campaign or fight for an issue that means a lot to you.
The younger generation tends to feel as though their vote does not matter, but in reality it does matter, especially in local elections.
I feel like I know people make the argument that is not because like the electoral college actually makes the vote, but I feel like rather than just voting for a president, you still have the right to vote for your congresswomen and men and all these people who are mayors. And people forget that those people actually have more of an impact on your life than really like voting for a president.
I think a lot of politicians are starting to really realize that young people are motivated and excited about politics and really want to be involved in changing the world. And so I've seen in the last few election cycles that more and more politicians are paying attention to the younger vote. The issues that have impacted a lot of young people haven't really been addressed as much in the last few decades. So the fact that they are being addressed more, I think it's fantastic. And so I think young people need to just get their voice out there.
The best way for students to learn about politics in their community is to have conversations with their peers.
I know that like talking about politics is always something that's always trying to be shunned away, but it's good to talk in a respectful manner about politics and talk about why you believe that so and so is best because of your personal experience. And I think people forget that people's um, want to vote for certain people are because of their personal experience, and some people don't see the bigger picture. So allowing people to see beyond yourself, see beyond what you see, is important to why people vote.
I think people need to get out, talk to other people. I know that's sometimes scary to have conversations with other people about politics. It can be very difficult to do. But at the same time, understanding different people's perspectives and where they come from is so important in really kind of bridging some of these divides that we have within our culture. So we are all on the same team in the end.
This has been Ava and Jonathan, Noise News.